All right, Ebbs, here's your lesson, man. I hope you can hear me. The wind's blowing a little bit, but all right, so basically, I'll start from the beginning. When I learned how to play golf, I basically taught myself how to play without a lot of instruction. And what I did was I basically had my left hand turned way over like this, and I'd suck the club head, turn my wrists over just like this, bring it way inside, flat here, really flat swing, and then I got my timing down to where I could just whip my hands at it. And I hit this huge, sweeping big draw. And I got my timing down to where I could play it. But I couldn't hit a fade, I couldn't hit it straight, so I got it down to where I could shoot, 76, 77, 78, but I could never break par. Once I tried to start breaking par, and Ken Krieger actually started working with me, he wanted me to turn my wrist over so I had a more neutral left-hand grip. And I guess maybe a more upright swing, but I just remember the grip. So I think all I did was really change my grip, and then I kept sucking it back inside here behind me, getting trapped on the way in. And then because my head grip wasn't so strong, I'd get to here, and I'd hit this huge block out to the right. So I still was rolling my wrists over, bringing it way back inside. So Matt's finally been working with me this year to try to stop me from doing that. There's a couple of things we've been working on. One is to feel as though the butt of my club is connected to my chest or my sternum or my belly button. So I don't take it away with my hands like this. I have to sort of take it all away as one piece with my upper body. So basically, I feel as though this club extends here, and that's where this training aid comes in. It's basically this long. I think it's a sort of snow marker. You might not have them in Boston, but I push it down through the club, through the grip, all the way to the bottom of this wedge. Like just through the grip here until it gets to the bottom, and it just so happens that's like the perfect length here to extend this club out. And I put this tennis ball on it so it's soft in my belly because the tip was kind of hurting. My belly is kind of sharp, so I cut a hole in a tennis ball. Then what I do is I put this tennis ball right in my belly. And what I try to do is just keep that contact with my belly as I take the club away. So just getting that sensation right there. So my hands aren't doing anything. I'm not. If you break your hands away, that ball comes out of your belly. So basically, keep that contact there and get to see what that feels like. This feels really weird to me because of what I'm used to doing. So what I try to do is hit a bunch of chip shots, just like this, and use my belly and my sternum to take the club away. This helps what you were saying, Eb. One of my thoughts is to not do this is to keep the club head outside of your hands. So if you do this, right, and you don't have any hands and you just turn it with your shoulders, that club head stays outside your hands. If you break your hands down, they come inside. So this is a good training aid. And you don't want to take it back, you don't have to take it back too far, because you don't want it to go to there. You just take it back to here and then straight up from there. So one of the swing thoughts I have right now, if I'm not playing very well, like I was blocking a lot of shots today, so I started thinking, okay, remember that sensation, the club head here, connected to your torso. Another one is, so when I was doing this, my swing was too flat. I wasn't turning my shoulders hardly at all. It was all hands and arms. My shoulders were kind of staying relatively flat and not turning. So I also recently got my clubs bent upright, 3 degrees upright, 1 inch extension because I'm 6'5". So now I'm standing more over the ball, closer to it. I was standing further away, which led me to do more of an inside. If I stand more upright, it's closer with my club face flush on the ground. I'm standing taller to it. And then one of my thoughts is the first thing that happens is turning my shoulder down into the ball. So instead of this flat thing where my shoulder turns toward the horizon, my club head, so I keep the butt of the club with my torso, and then to start the swing I just turn my left shoulder down into the ground. So I'm upright, standing close to the ball. I'm going to have a more upright swing. I'm going to keep this connected. I'm just going to turn that left shoulder down into the ball to start the club head, start the swing. Just start left shoulder down, left shoulder down. So then so there's four swing thoughts for keeping the stop from sucking inside. One is butt of the club connected to the torso. The other is left shoulder starts this club by pointing down at the ball while that stays connected. Another one is to not let the club head get inside the hands, but that just kind of takes care of itself, so I just kind of check that. So I'm looking at here, okay, because you can still theoretically kind of do that and kind of suck it inside, all that stuff. So just, check that too. So 1, connect the butt of the club to the torso. 2, left shoulder down at the ball. 3, look at that club head, make sure it's staying outside the hands. The fourth one is, I don't know if you've ever played volleyball, but in volleyball, to bump the ball, you hold your forearms. I came up with this on my own, so I don't know, Matt, you might have to check this one, but I'm a terrible bumper of the ball, and I guess in volleyball to do that, you cup your hands somehow like this, and you have to make this platform with your wrists. So it's this flat platform that you can dig the ball with, and your thumbs are kind of together like this. So one of the things I was thinking when I started doing this is that's kind of how that felt like, because Matt was talking about keeping your forearms pointed towards the sky. So you can, like when you roll your wrists over like this, your forearms aren't pointed at the sky, they're pointed back behind you, and they just turn away from the sky. So one of those things is like, imagine you're bumping a volleyball on the way back, and you're just keeping that bump, like you're bumping it on the way back so that you're not, because you can't bump the volleyball this way. So just imagine that you're digging a volleyball out with your wrists here, and that's the fourth and final thought, to try to keep the club head from getting sucked inside. So from there, so I'm upright, I'm going to keep this connected, I'm going to go here, keep the club head outside the hands, I'm going to practice that. And then from there, I'm just going to go up, and from here, all I really think about is releasing my hands at the target. Staying behind the ball, not getting my weight in front of it or my head in front of it. Just, envisioning the ball going towards the target. And make sure I'm doing that takeaway. Pretty good ball right there, pretty straight. So one thing about a more upright swing and not sucking it inside, you're not relying so much on this timing to flip your hands perfectly through it. So if you're here and you suck it way inside, you're so blocked, you could come through early and snap hook it. When you get more upright and you take this club away on just this right path, you get upright, and then when you come through, your misses can't really be that bad. I mean, you're not going to hit a perfect shot every time, but like a block is gonna, or or a push. It's more of a push than a block, and it's more of a pull than a hook. So the misses become smaller, which is nice. So it's more upright. Keep the club head outside the hands. See, I'm not really on the camera there. Nice neutral grip. Pick out your target, envision it. Upright swing. Keep that butt of your club connected to the torso. First move is that left shoulder down into the ball. Bump it like a volleyball player all the way back as far as you can. And then from the top, just release the hands. See, I pulled that one, but I didn't pull. I pulled it maybe, I don't know, 35 feet to the left, which is a pretty big pull. But it's not a huge block or duck hook that's off the planet, So just more upright. I'm having all those swing thoughts. Hopefully once I get those swing thoughts, grooved, I won't have to think about those anymore. But for now, under pressure, I do need to think about them because those old bad habits come back. So that's it, man. Those are my swing thoughts for this year. It's really been helping. There's some other stuff. I'm still doing that. I think I'm probably still, as a move, humping the ball, coming through, standing up, coming out of the shot, they call it. When I do that, usually when I do that is when I try for extra power, which is silly because I'm 6'5" and hit the ball a mile, so I should never have to do that. So that's probably the next step after getting the path, the takeaway path better, is to really turn into the pull into that left side, and not stand up. Rotate the hips, clear them through, but that's kind of the next step, I think. But for now, it's all about just a more upright swing, keeping the club head outside the hands. That was pretty much a perfect 7-iron right at the target. So, I'm not sure what else I can think of at this point, but hopefully some of that stuff will help.